Guys, hello family. Welcome to another live session. I hope I'm audible. Yes, I believe I'm audible. Just give me 1 second. Let me position this properly. All right. I think this is better now. Uh, yeah, I believe this is better now. Okay, amazing, amazing. Welcome, family. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another live session. And as you guys know, it does me great joy every time I have to. Every time I get a chance to speak to you guys, it does me. It's really amazing. It's really amazing for me. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, family, for the support. Thank you so much to everyone that keeps attending our live sessions, that keeps watching our videos. You guys are amazing. You guys are really, really awesome. I mean, sometimes I'm so moved by how much you guys commit. I see some repeats. I see some repeat viewers who come again and again and again. And I'm wondering, man, you guys are seeing so much value. You guys are getting so much value because what's the point? It's until you get value from somewhere before you can really stick around to listen to what's going on there. And for you guys that are repeat, always coming back again and again and again, you guys are the real MVPs. You guys are the real MVPs. And for those that are also new joiners, watching our videos. I mean, it could be your first time. This video will probably be your first time. Um, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I mean, for waiting behind. I know recently, or rather nowadays, people have very little attention span. People don't want to wait too long on something that they don't really care about. So I'm really grateful that we are able to stick around, listen to some of these videos, watch some of these recordings, and it does me great honor. It does me great joy, guys. And as you guys know, we're trying to hit 1K subscribers on YouTube. Uh, I really need your help, guys. You guys have been so helpful. You guys have been so helpful for the past couple of days. We'll keep pushing this. We'll keep saying this up until when we hit 1K subscribers. I mean, that's like our next big thing right now. It's a big thing for me, right? But I mean, for some persons, I mean, what's 1K? But yeah, welcome to tonight's live session. Welcome to tonight's live session. I have prepared my script and it promises to be really impactful, really exciting. As you guys know, I'm an AI leader and leadership and growth thought speaker. I talk a lot about artificial intelligence, what artificial intelligence is doing, and how we can really align ourselves to artificial intelligence. And you see, spend a bit of time talking about this. You see, one of the biggest gives me so much concern is because I realize how difficult life is going to get if people don't start to embrace artificial intelligence as of right now, embracing it as of right now. You see, so many a times we get people who are they have a sort of apathy, and I mean, I was once like that. We really don't believe that a software can do some of these things that we are seeing it do. I mean, right before our very eyes, we are seeing so much change that is happening due to artificial intelligence. There's just so much improvement, so much multiplication, so much change that we are seeing in our present, wherever you are. I mean, there's nowhere you are right now that you've not heard of artificial intelligence, unless maybe you are living in maybe in Iceland or sorry, Antarctica, I meant to say. Maybe you're living in snow or somewhere that is really remote. But really, no one, there's no one who has not heard of artificial intelligence. And of course, everyone understands the capabilities that what it's capable of doing, the things that it's capable of doing. So it's really our passion to see how we can really communicate this. And I mean, wisdom, they say, or knowledge, they say, rather, is power. Knowledge, they say, is power. But in fact, knowledge with the right application of that knowledge is power. If you have knowledge, it's not enough that you have that knowledge, but you're able to apply that knowledge to whatever it is you want to apply it to, and that's what gives you power. That's what gives you power. And I think there are many businesses and professionals should really be interested in this subject. Many businesses and professionals should be interested in the subject of artificial intelligence. We should be interested in the subject of artificial intelligence, what it's capable of doing. And I mean, we've seen this thing over and over and over and over again. But you see, there's a clear point between what reality is and what we've seen in fictions. We've seen many of these things in fictions. We've seen several movies where we talk about AI taking over this, AI taking over that. And trust me, to a large extent, those things are true. Those things are really true. AI is capable of taking over large industries, and it has started to do so. It has started to do so. You see, one thing that's happening currently is that the large enterprises, the large organizations, the corporations of the world are starting to adopt artificial intelligence and adopting it at a very fast pace, at a very fast pace, rather, at a very fast pace. You see, for some businesses or from some business owners, it's all about productivity and speed. It's all about productivity and speed. I currently work with someone who we have lots of ideas. Between your idea being an idea and it's coming to life is how fast you are able to push it to fruition, how fast you're able to push it to manifestation. And I think that's the whole point of it. Any product will keep remaining a product. Any product will keep remaining an idea if you don't properly position this product for success, if you don't position this product for the market. And I think it's very important that every business owner and professional starts to take note of this. Why? Because it would affect every single business owner. I mean, every business owner wants to ship fast. They want to move really fast, get their products to markets really fast. And it affects them because you start to lose out in the competition, you start to lose out in your industry if you are not able to get product delivery as fast as you should. And I think it's something that you should be concerned about. I think it's something that every business owner should be concerned about. Whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a medium, whether you're an SME, whether you're a cooperative, whether you're a corporation. In fact, I don't need to tell corporations, I don't need to tell the large industries. Large industries are starting to adopt artificial intelligence at a very fast pace, at a very fast pace. And you see companies like Google, you see companies like Meta, you see companies like even Tesla, you see, they're starting to lay off tons and tons of staff because they have seen something else that is much advantageous for them. And those are some of the things that we really talk about. Those are some of the things that we want to talk about. I mean, how can we position ourselves? How can we position ourselves for such a time as this? And I think it's very important. So these are some of the subjects that we try to delve into. These are some of the things we start to dig into, particularly how AI can really help us. AI can really improve our business. So I have a bunch of stuff I have outlined here. So I would ask that you try to stay tuned to the end, even if you drop off, the internet kicks you out. Try and come back. I think we'll be here for a while. We'll be here for a while. So just give me one moment. Okay, so yes, amazing. All right. So that being said, guys, that being said, now let us hop right into the business for today. And the question is, how is AI changing businesses operations, how businesses build, how they automate, and how they scale, particularly in 2026? You see, 2026 is a very unique year. 2026 is a very unique year. And it's unique in what sense? It's unique in the sense that businesses are starting to rapidly change. You see, 2025 and 2024, and I think 2023 to 2025 was a year of discovery for many businesses, was a year of discovery for several businesses. There were several businesses who were just trying to discover the capabilities of AI. They were testing, and that's it, right? It was testing the waters. You see, this period of time was a period where several AI tools that we now know, several AI tools like Claude, like Gemini, and a bunch of those other tools that are now taking over now, they were building and testing. They were building and testing. They were trying to build capabilities. They were trying to build We're trying to build systems, put things in place that can really see how they can enter the market. And I think it was very important for them. It was very strategic for those businesses or for those AI tools. They started to see advent of AI agents. We start to see advent of much more sophisticated AI tools that are able to perform robust tasks, And you see, it was intentional. It was intentional in what sense? It was intentional in the sense that many of these businesses wanted to enter into the market. They wanted to find out to seize some of these current things that people are currently doing day to day. And this year, you would notice that there's been launch of several kinds of AI tools. We start to see several kinds of AI tools, whether AI for video editing, AI for images, AI for whatever. There have been several of these guys, and all of these guys have started to come in, chime in, take over the market. And you see, one of the symbolic things that you should note is that as soon as all of these guys started taking over the market, they started taking over people's jobs, which was the reality of it. I mean, think of it this way: when an AI tool is created that helps you to shop, say for example, it helps you to do market runs and things like that. And you know, there's an industry that helps with market runs, the procurement and the supply. There's a career path like that. I think I was being introduced to come and become a procurement manager at some point, but I kind of turned it down. That was not what I wanted to do. But my point is, industries as their hosts, they were being shut down because artificial intelligence could now do the things that they wanted to do, or those things that they would spend so much time doing. I've told this story again and again. I was talking about a business earlier this year who wanted to employ, they wanted to employ someone, and the goal for the person is just to come with editing, come and do a bunch of editings and things like that, edit videos, edit documents, and several things like that. And you see, just by accident, we tested out using an AI tool, Claude. Many of you must have heard of Claude. We tested out using Claude, and we figured out that Claude could do all of these tasks, and it did it really fast. Claude got it done in a matter of seconds to minutes, and we could automate the same process again and again and again and again and again. So ask yourself as a business owner, why would I employ one person who would spend 3, 4, 5 days, let's say 3 days at the most, trying to edit, say, a video or a document or things like that, who spend 3 days on that particular task, not picking up anything else. Whereas I can use artificial intelligence that will spend, say, 3 minutes max. 3 minutes max. So compare it, 3 minutes and 3 days. As a business owner, what will you go for? Of course, you go for speed. You go for speed. One other thing that many businesses will start to fight back with, many professionals have to fight back with and say, oh, no, it's not as creative, is the creativity. I mean, some persons ask that how creative can it get? How creative can it get? But the truth is that it can get really, really creative. I was listening to, there's this popular Nigerian, he's a clergyman and he's also a businessman. And he has several mentorship sessions and things like that. I was listening to one of his podcasts and he was talking about how that he took a picture. He took a picture, and I think he took that picture in Lagos, Nigeria, and he used artificial intelligence. He edited the picture. He edited the picture to show that he was in Times Square, New York, and he was also in Paris. And when he showed his friend, who was a professional photographer, who has been in that space for many, many years, I mean, I think he has been there for over 15 years. He showed the guy, and the guy could not differentiate between what was real and what was not. In fact, he was calling the Times Square photo that was a real picture, and then the Paris picture that was a fake picture. But whereas both pictures came from AI, and you see, even to a trained eye with 15 years of experience or even more, it cannot really differentiate the differences between what is real, what is AI, and what is not. You see, many creatives or many creators will start to feel plagiarized. All right. So I was saying that many creators, many designers, many artists will start to feel plagiarized. Why? Because AI has gotten to a point where it can It can directly mimic the things that you think are real. And just before your eyes, you start to see things and you ask yourself, is this thing real? I mean, just try to go on social media. Go on social media. You'll see lots of content, lots of images, lots of graphic designs, lots of videos. I mean, the videos are mostly obvious. The videos are mostly obvious. But you see images, you see designs, you see these things created by AI, and you would scarcely will you be able to spot the difference. And that's how it is, right? That's how it is currently. Currently, many persons are using AI to do several kinds of things. So, as a business owner, you won't tell me that I would stick to using a human resource that will spend days on a particular task, whereas I can give artificial intelligence and it does it in 3 minutes for me. It's not possible. And I think this was one of the biggest things I fell for. You see, when I first started out, I worked I worked with an organization in Lagos, Nigeria, and I think it was more of an administrative role. So more of an administrative role. And you see, I have to manage several files, several communications with customers, several communications with potential clients, and several things like that. And most of my work involved me creating documents, sending emails. Creating documents was like a bulk of my work, and sending emails was the bulk of my work. Now, of course, I used to pride myself in this work that, see, I learned this thing. I sat down and I learned how to create documents. I learned how to write good emails, credible emails, nice emails, although my emails still has errors and things like that. But you see, since ChatGPT then launched back then in 2023, I started to realize that, man, this thing is kind of this thing is kind of is playing some stunts. I mean, as we call it in Nigeria. Yeah. So I started to realize that people got better emails, smarter emails, cleaner emails done using ChatGPT. And that will spend hours correcting, trying to phrase the word right, trying to find the right use of word, trying to find several things like that. You see, nowadays now, even with Grammarly, you can easily structure your emails and several things like that. I mean, Grammarly was also built on the foundation of AI, but that's besides the point. My point is several people who call themselves professionals will realize that they're no longer professionals because tools that can get the job done faster and easier has taken over what they currently call their job. And that's the reality. I mean, that's the reality. It's so sad. It's so sad. I sometimes feel for many persons, several times when I hear, oh, I think starting this year, I started hearing different news about different organizations who laid off several staffs. It's really saddening that several employees who have relied on their jobs for whatever it is they are doing, they're starting to get laid off. And you see, it doesn't just limit itself to employees alone, even business owners. Let me give an example. You see, they are professionals. Let me give an example. You see, there was someone I had the opportunity to work with a couple of months ago, and we introduced him to our community. He came to our community and he just wanted to learn some of the nice things he could do with AI. And trust me, this guy is really smart. He's really smart. So he wanted to have a kind of rapport. He wanted to see where he could really work with someone hand in hand who is actively looking to engage himself with AI and things like that. And you see, when he came, one of the biggest things I first realized was that this guy, this guy was solely reliant on his skills, his expertise, and things like that. But when he started to see the things that he could do with AI, he became convinced, completely convinced. And even beyond what I could imagine, this guy started doing several creatives. You see, several people that he got to work with, like designers. So he's mostly a social media director. He's a social media manager. So he manages social media for several businesses. He's a freelancer anyway. So he does freelancing work for several kinds of persons. He doesn't exactly work with one organization. So doing all of these things, usually he would rely on video editors, he would rely on graphic designers to give him designs and things like that. Sometimes if he doesn't get designs, he spends hours and hours trying to craft a design. But with AI, he's able to get any kind of design he wants in any variation, literally any variation. In fact, this guy showed me a picture he edited. Yeah, I think it was in his graduation a couple of weeks ago. He showed me a picture he edited with him wearing the graduation gown that he never took. And you won't believe that you never took this picture. You would argue that this guy took this picture. That's how clean and clear that picture was. That's how clean and clear that picture was. But you realize that several of these things are now becoming happenstance. Several of these things are becoming a norm. Why? Because artificial intelligence is starting to replace some of the things that we do on a day to day. Trust me, several tasks, several tasks. It's really crazy that you can start to use AI to respond to your emails. If you're looking for a personal assistant, say for example, you're the kind of person that has lots of conversations, many persons messaging on WhatsApp, sometimes irrelevant, sometimes relevant. It has gotten to the point where artificial intelligence is able to help you manage your contacts, help you manage your conversations, help you manage your chats, like an intelligent AI system that helps you manage all of those conversations and filters out everything that is relevant for you. It removes every irrelevant conversation and only processes to you the important conversations. This was something that we implemented at CAA. We called it Assistly. We called it Assistly. You see, what Assistly does is Assistly is able to help you filter through all of the relevant conversations, all the conversations that does not involve anything you're interested in. As a business owner, what are your relevant conversations? Say, for example, someone is only asking about inquiries, 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 inquiries. He's not really buying anything. Most of the times, inquiries can be a lot. You would agree with me. I mean, maybe 1 out of 10 eventually converts to sales. Maybe 1 out of 10. Now, imagine if there are tons and tons of inquiries coming in. And I mean, you are repeating the same message again and again and again and again and again. Why don't you just automate all of those conversations? That is what Assistly does. Assistly automates all of your conversations. It's able to help you respond, and it's intelligent enough to know what to respond, when to respond to. It even suggests responses, or it suggests conversations to your customers. So you don't have to just sit back and watch Assistly perform wonders in your business. And this was something that did. I mean, many business owners were amazed. Many business owners, and we told them the capabilities, and some of them started to try it out. You see, we started to get reviews like, I mean, all of the relevant conversation, it just shifted it out, and it just became like as if they got more clarity. And I mean, that's a customer support or an HR admin role replaced, just like that. And this is like what is going on. And you see, we did a bit of analysis for this business that we started consulting for sometime last year, and we tried to measure, since we started introducing AI tools, since started introducing technology tools to their businesses. Usually they used to run the operations manually. I mean, they used to manually write down sales, they used to manually capture expenditure, they used to manually follow up on clients and several things like that. And when we would track their progress, you see, in just 3 months, this business had so much revenue, so much funds to reinvest back to the business, and so much time to develop lots of practical things that can help boost their business. And in just 3 months, they did times five of what they were currently doing. And how did we do it? We tried to simplify the way the business operates. So a business will usually spend long hours trying to document, trying to write down things, trying to do calculations and several things like that. And easily replacing that with a tool solve that problem. Responding to customers, you are getting lots and lots of conversations, lots and lots of conversations. This thing take hours. If you look at it critically, this thing takes your time. How many hours do you spend in a day responding to conversations? Some persons spend literally about 4 hours responding to notifications and conversations. Out of 8 working hours in a day, you spend half of the day responding to customers. You now spend like another part of the day maybe doing something that is really productive, and then the remaining time you're tired, you want to rest. So you see how much time manual labor is consuming, how much effort or how much time your manual effort or your manual labor is consuming, and how artificial intelligence is able to take away all of this stress, take away all of these repetitive things and give you time back, gives you your time back. Now you're able to do things that are even more productive. Business owners are able to do things that are even more productive with their time. With that time, they're able to now channel resources to do things that are better. You see, where I currently work with, we started churning out products. We started churning out different kinds of features, different kinds of products, because the process that it would take us originally, if you are familiar with the software space, you will understand that the moment you have an idea, you have a product, you have all of the documentations, you are ready to kick off, you need to pass it on to a designer. A designer will design it and prototype it. That prototype is what you then take back to your stakeholders and confirm if this is what they want or if that's not what they want. And all of those edits will come in between. Now, the moment you have that, you need to pass that on to the front end team and the back end team. The front end starts to write the code, the back end to write their code, and all of those things start to come in here and there. Now, the simple process of eliminating the design phase That is the time it will take for you to start designing, to pick that documentation up and start designing based on that documentation and take it back to the stakeholders and correct the mistakes that are there and all of those things. On one call, in one call, in about 30 minutes to 1 hour, we can solve all of that. Usually, these processes will take months. I kid you not. There are times where I've worked on projects that the design took about 6 weeks. That's a month and a half, a month and a half. And even after the 6 weeks of design, we still have to allocate more time because some of the designs did not really align with what we wanted to do. Plus, some things are changing in the market, some things are changed that we wanted to improve on or add to. So we have to spend another 2 weeks. That's a total of 2 months just creating designs. And imagine if 2 months' time, 2 months worth of work is eliminated in just 1 hour. That's the capability of AI. Now, with artificial intelligence, I can easily go online. Once I have my idea, in fact, I don't even need to do lots of brainstorming. I just need to have an idea. Once I have an idea, I'm able to take it to ChatGPT, take it to Cloud, or take it to whatever. I'm able to craft out that idea. I'm going to properly flesh it out. I look at it. I look at all of these things that it produces to me. I review all of these things. I try to align all of these things with what I want to do. The moment I have this, I take this to an AI product design tool that helps me to now convert all of this documentation into a processable design, and it gives me my prototype eventually. I review my prototype still on that same 1 hour session. I review my prototype. I try to align my prototype with what I want to do. If it looks good, fine. If it does not look good, I try to align all of these things. And when I align them, it gives me a credible or reasonable result. And the moment I have that, I'm able to pass that on. I can even go further if I want to and start to use AI to write code. You've heard of the term vibe coding before. Several developers do it. I've seen people who create softwares from the scratch. They vibe code. In just a matter of hours, they create softwares that would usually take 9 months, 12 months to create. That's how businesses are rushing to market. That's how businesses are going to market these days. So if you're calling yourself a small business or you want to stick to being a small business, that's also fine. I'll give you another instance. You've seen several small businesses, so-called small businesses, who spend or who create digital products. Or maybe someone looking for a side gig and you start to create digital products. Digital products originally will take a lot of time. I mean, crafting out the idea, designing it, and several things like that. And now, in just a day, in fact, half of a day, you can start to create several digital products that you can put online and sell. I have done this thing several times. I've made several tens of dollars, tens to hundreds of dollars selling digital products online. So whether you are selling on Seller, whether you are selling on Amazon KDP, whatever it is you are selling on, you're able to use AI to create this content, create these digital products, and you sell it online. So I don't know what the problem is right now. I don't know what the concern is right now. But the thing is that AI would gradually take away some of these manual processes, some of these things that businesses are doing. And you see, the thing that hurts me the most is that several businesses are still unwilling to adopt. Several businesses are still not looking to adopt the usage of artificial intelligence for their processes. So I don't know. I mean, some businesses will tell you that, oh, maybe I'm into the manufacturing industry, maybe I manufacture shoes, and there's nothing really for AI to do for me. Have you heard of automated voice calls before? You know, several times I tell some business owners like this. Some people will tell you that, oh, my business is a manufacturing business. Say, for example, what I do is I bake food, or I bake breads and several things like that. Yeah, I cannot really do this or that. I mean, you have customers that you are reaching out to online, say on WhatsApp, on your phone, you call these people, you follow up with these people. You have regular customers that you're managing a particular list of those customers, their leads, you're managing them. You're managing all of these things in a particular place. AI can take over all of these processes. I was speaking with a friend last year, and you see, he showed me how they were able to use artificial intelligence. They use AI to craft a voice system that basically calls their customers. It has the list of their customers. Now, there are people that are so customer centric, so much so that they wanted to be really intimate with their customers, not just having their information, not just sending them automated messages, but they wanted to call them every single time. And what did they do? These guys created a voice system that automatically at a specific day of the month or at a specific time of the week, It places a call across, and you are hearing this voice. It sounds like a human being speaking to you. I mean, I'm not even talking about the old paper and conversations that you call, and it's like a robot that's talking to you. No, you literally speak with AI. You respond to the AI. As you respond, it responds to you back. And this is something that some businesses have still not been able to figure out. It's not the usual pay and pay calling you to maybe subscribe to something or maybe click a button and do this and that. No, you literally talk to the AI. You tell it stuff. It responds to you like a human being. These are some of the capabilities that AI is starting to take over. And really, I pity persons in the manufacturing space. They say that, oh, manufacturing, AI cannot really do manufacturing, this and that. But how about your customers? How are you managing your customers? How are you following up with your customers? You see, one thing that is very important is lead segmentation. Many businesses have not discovered this yet. Many a times you sell to a customer. I mean, I'm doing business consulting here for free, but it's fine. Many a times you sell to a customer, and the moment you sell to that customer, you leave that customer. You leave that customer for a long time until maybe the customer sees your post or he sees your social media page again, and maybe if he's interested or is not interested. You see, the probability of a customer that buys from you today coming back is very, very high. Is very, very high. And how do businesses lose their customers? They lose customers because they don't follow up with customers. Businesses do not follow up with customers. Simply sending messages, repeated messages, reaching out to your customers during their birthdays, reaching out to your customers maybe during their celebrations, they're celebrating this or that, or maybe just placing weekend calls, weekend messages. All of these big businesses realize it. They try to keep in touch with their customers. Think about it. Think about it. How many businesses are sending you automated emails? How many businesses are sending you automated messages? All of these things, they are doing it so that they can keep in touch with you, so they can keep you fresh. They can keep themselves fresh in your memory. They want a constant reminder for you to know that they are still available. I am still present. If you want to order the same thing that you want, or you want to recommend us to your friends or family, you can always recommend us. I am still available. I am still in business. And this is a simple business tip. And many businesses are making tons and tons of money. You see, I attended a live session. Uh, there's this popular man. I've spoken about him several times on some of my podcasts. You see, what he did was his business used to make about a certain turnover. I don't know if I should mention the amount here. I think they used to make about 70 million, close to 100 million. Now, this man invested, as he puts it, just last year, he invested about 15 million naira in naira, setting up an AI system. What did he do? He set up things like automated messaging, things that manage the operation, sends automated messaging, set up tools for their team members, set up all of those. He spent a lot setting all of these things up because he knew the capabilities, he knew the potentials. And when he had all of these things set up, when he started to see how much productive his team got, usually his team will spend a whole day trying to get something done. And in a whole day, you realize that they're able to get very little done. But with the advent of artificial intelligence, they're able to get so much work done, so much work. Imagine if you can do a week's work in one day, 5 days work in one day. Then the remaining 4 days in that week, what will you do? You use that 4 days to get the rest of the month's work done. Think of it, it's just a simple logic. Imagine if one day now, if 1 week is now compressed into one day, that means in just 1 week you can get a whole month of works done. And think of how fast your business can move. So many businesses are looking to scale, they are looking to grow, they are looking to improve the way they operate. This is how you can start to scale. This is how you can start to improve your process of operations and several things like that. Some business owners will tell you that, oh, maybe I don't have a lot. I mean, I spoke about using 15 million to set up operations. And by the way, I didn't even finish the story. You see, this man said that from making about 70 to 100 million every month, or was it every month or every quarter? Now they moved to making about 400 to 500 thereabouts. They moved to making about 400 to 500 every single quarter, or was it months? So that's like a times four times five leap. A times four times five leap. Just you being able to buy back your time, you being able to use your time adequately, use your time for what matters. And that's how businesses are scaling. Really. That's how businesses are scaling in 2026. Businesses now build, they automate, they keep their business running using AI, doing all of these things. You start to hear of AI agents or AI employees. Many persons started, oh, I can be an AI employee for you. But you start to wonder that what's an AI employee? Who is an AI employee? How would it help me? How would I communicate? All of these things are systems that have been put in place that can help you to perform day-to-day operations for your business. And you see, some persons will now start wondering that, oh, it's so expensive setting up artificial intelligence. It's so expensive. I'm just starting on my business. My business is not making as much. My business is not doing this. This is not doing this. Is not doing that, and several things like that. You see, you give lots of excuses not to take action. This is something I talk about a lot. You give lots of excuses not to take action. You see, even when it is free, you will still see excuse. How is it free? You see, businesses now, there was a business that we started speaking to in February this year. In February this year. Now, this lady was into exporting of food items, exporting of food items, goat meat, pomo. For those that are in Nigeria, I mean, you know goat meat, you know pomo, you know crayfish, you know catfish, and all of those kinds of things. So she was into exportation of some of these things, and she has been in this thing for a while, but she has not been able to set up her business properly. And it's one of the real stories of many, many Nigerian businesses. Many Nigerian businesses are really struggling to set up their businesses. We're struggling to put our businesses in order. If you find something that can help you to leverage on, you would immediately embrace it. But many businesses are suffering from this. You see, one of the lifebond of businesses, which I'll deviate a bit on, one of the lifebond of businesses is marketing. As a business owner, if you are not marketing your business, you're in trouble. Your business is in so much trouble. Why? Because how will people keep getting to know about your product? Some of us, we stick to WhatsApp. We stick to WhatsApp and we stick to referrals, which is very good. In fact, some people don't even know anything called referrals. Some people just stick to WhatsApp. Now, if you as a business owner sticks to WhatsApp and you're only showing your business to people that already know you, how about the whole wide world that does not even know you exist? Think about it. How about the millions of people out there in your town, in your country that does not know you exist? How do you reach them? And this is where the problem comes. Business owners or small business owners do not know how they can quickly get so much operations in place, so much things in place. The planning is a mess. The operations is a mess. The execution is nowhere to be found. Now, what did we do for this woman? We started doing as little as planning. We started putting all of these things together. With AI, you don't need to get a sophisticated or an advanced business planner or a business intelligence person. With AI, you can start to converse about your businesses. You can start to ask questions like, I want to start this business in social and so location. You give it lots of context, lots of descriptions. I want to start business in social location. How do I go about it? I mean, this and this and this are the problems I found. This and this and these are the problems I found. Do you think this business can thrive? If you're a professional, if you are someone that is in this business for 5 years, 10 years, what would you advise me? Those are questions you can start to ask artificial intelligence for free. For free. So, what does AI do for you? AI consults for you for free. I was speaking with a business owner a couple of weeks back who was starting to face some troubles with his ads. He was running ads, he was starting to face troubles with ads. I mean, he was running ads, he was running so much ads, spending so much money. In fact, this guy was spending millions already running ads. But for the last 3 months, he literally got no message, no customer request, nothing. Everything was dry. Everything was dry, and he was confused. He was trying to get it done. He started to ask different social media managers. They told him different things. He tried it, none of it worked. They told him, "Oh, get an influencer, get a this, get a that, get a this, get a that." And then he saw our poster, he saw our flyer for, I think, the live session for, sorry, the webinar for, was it last month? I think it was last month. And he saw the webinar, and then it was a long time friend. So he reached out to me and said, "Oh, I saw your webinar. I like what you're doing. I mean, I have XYZ problem. What do you think we can do?" And we jumped on a call. What did we do? We took the reports from his page. We took the reports from all the ads he has been running. And we ran an analysis using artificial intelligence. That's what artificial intelligence can do for you. We ran an analysis. We did an examination of his business, what his business was doing wrong, what was doing correctly. We figured out that some of the things that he thought he was doing that was beneficial for his business was actually detrimental for his business. And we immediately aligned. We got action plans still on that same conversation. We got action plans, we got next steps. We had everything we needed to do. And we started to execute this thing. This guy has this guy, I don't know where he is right now, but the kind of transformation that is social media marketing got in weeks, in say a week. In fact, this guy has forgotten about me anyways. I think he's cashing out with his customers, but that's by the way, that's besides the point. My point is, you see, as a business owner, as a small business owner, you need to start to figure out these things for yourself. You could tell yourself that, oh, I'm a small vendor. I'm a small vendor. I don't have as much. I don't have this. I don't have that. I want to. You can start to do your planning with AI. Some persons want to do social media content, and the only thing you know is, okay, give me social media content for a vendor. That does not make sense. That's not you maximizing the use of AI. That's not you maximizing the use of artificial intelligence. As a social media content creator, as a social media manager, or you are a business owner, you want to manage your business social media, you need to properly analyze what works for your business, what does not work for your business. You see, I use AI to learn a lot of these things, lots of these things. And you start to realize that some things that you think are beneficial for your business, for some persons, it can be video fatigue. Say, for example, you only post videos. You are telling people, oh, see my bag, see my shoe, see my hanky, see my this, see my that. You're not being creative with your product. And you see, AI starts to refine all of these things for you, it starts to repackage all of these things for you. So it's not just about pushing one data and saying, oh, give me this, give me XYZ, and it starts to suggest to you. No, you have to be specific. You have to be specific. Those are some of the ways business owners can start to embrace artificial intelligence. Now, let's talk about business owners. Let's even talk about professionals. Let's talk about people in the professional space. Let's talk about the smart ones, the ones working the white collar jobs, the blue collar jobs, the whatever collar jobs. Let's talk about these guys. Now, if a business owner or if your employer at your organization realizes that it's wasting lots of money on you, he realizes that the amount he's paying in salary, he can spend quarter of this and get times 10 the result. What would he do? I made an analysis earlier. I said that imagine if the work you're able to do in, say, 1 week, the work in this is 1 week. 1 week has 5 days. Yes, 1 week is 5 days. Now, the work you're able to do in 1 week, you are able to compress it to just 1 day. So this now becomes 1 week, this becomes 1 day. And the question is that if you're able to get the work done faster, as a business owner, which option will you go for? If you're able to get 5 weeks worth of work done in 1 day, say for example, this thing is going to take me 5 days to do, but you now find something that helps you to do it in just 1 day, what will you go for? Of course, you go for the 1 day. Why? Because you want to be able to get more done. And that's how business owners think. Business owners think optimization. And that's really important. It's important you note it down. Business owners think optimization. How can I optimize my business? How can my business get more for its worth? How can my business do more? How can my business get so much more out of very little effort? There's this popular man I know that is always looking for how he can use a 5 naira to make 5 million. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to make a joke. My point is, how can you really optimize your business operations? That's what you should focus on. As a business owner, you don't want to be wasting money, you don't want to be wasting revenue doing something that is not productive. I mean, even as a person, if you know that this particular endeavor, I'm just pouring money away, I'm wasting money, I'm burning cash, what will you do? You will look for how to save more money, how to save more cash, so you can get so much more out of that particular process. And this is how everyone thinks. Man, I've not even exhausted my notes. I've not even exhausted my notes. I still have so much more here. I have so much more here. So much more here. But if you have been listening to me so far and you are really enjoying some of these conversations, join us on this Friday for our AI automation webinar. We're going to be talking about how you can automate your businesses. Now, we're talking about benefits of business. We're talking about how businesses can start to build automate. I'm going to double dive into automation, tell you how you can do some of these things. But that's going to be on Friday by 7 p.m. WAT on Friday, 7 p.m. West African time on Friday. Same YouTube live, and I'm going to also be sharing a Google Meet link for some of our WhatsApp community members. But yes, so a few years ago, if a business wants to start up, if a business wants to be established, they spend lots of money. You spend so much You spend so much on infrastructure, you spend so much on staffing, you spend so much on setup, you spend so much on operations, you spend so much. And until after a couple of months before you can start to get results. You see, this spending so much has led some persons, which of course I'm not blaming them. I mean, it's not their fault. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do. No, I'm just saying that there is a better approach for certain kinds of scenarios. Now, this spending so much has led many business owners or many startups to go and look for funding. So much funding that they get lots of funding from bank. And eventually, if that business does not work out, they lose so much, they fall into debt, and they fall into a spiral of failing, 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 which was really detrimental. I mean, imagine if you had loaned millions of naira or millions of dollars just to start your business, and you had loaned it, especially how this business would really yield. This business would really yield. If you're a business owner, if you're an investor, you know that out of 10 investments, 7 of them can fail. As an investor, you know that already. So you're only looking to capitalize on the three that succeeds. That if these three can succeed, they are going to give me back all of the money that I've lost in the last 7. So that's how business owners, that's how investors think. But imagine if you are one of those 7 investments that fails. Imagine if that business, I mean, God forbid, imagine that business is one of those 7 that fails. So this is how business owners used to suffer, really. Small business owners rely on grants and several things like that. They rely on loans. And if they're unable to produce, if they're unable to become productive, the banks will start to chase them, banks start to pursue them, and several things like that. But now, you start to see even teenagers that have no business with business. They have no business starting a business. Teenagers will start to establish startups, start to build businesses from ground up using artificial intelligence. And it's so amazing, really, it's so amazing. I saw a business that, what did they do? They just designed the websites. After designing the websites, they made digital products, lots of digital products. They put on their websites. They started running ads on it, and they started making money in just a matter of weeks. I mean, there's this popular AI leader in the world that I follow, Dan Mattel. Dan Mattel talks about how he builds businesses in 1 month, and he moves a business from $0 to $1 million in 1 month. In 1 month, these things did not used to be possible, but now it's possible using AI. You can build your software. Just have an idea. Have an idea. Whatever your idea is, maybe I want to create a software that can convert. It can convert nairas to dollars. Usually, you need to get some money, get a software team, build it for you, get a software team to manage it for you. All of these things are being done with AI. All of these things are being built with AI. This is how people build. After you've built, you now start to automate your business processes using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is now your customer support, your admin, your interns, your software developers, your backend developers, your QA testers. All of those things have been replaced by artificial intelligence. So businesses growing fast today are not always the biggest because maybe they're the biggest, but they can grow fast because they are leveraging artificial intelligence. Because they are leveraging artificial intelligence. And these are some of the things that we'll start talking about on Friday. You see, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff I want to talk about here, but I won't delve into them. If you really want to learn how you can start to optimize your business, how you can start to maximize the use of social media, or sorry, the use of artificial intelligence for your business, even social media, you see, several social medias, especially Meta. Meta is one of the biggest giants in the world. Meta now has Meta AI that is inbuilt in their social media tools. You don't know, right? You don't know. Meta now has Meta AI inbuilt in their social media that is able to recommend for you, tell you what to do, what not to do with your customers, with your content, with your customers, with your audience, and several things. It tells you what to do and what not to do. Many people don't even realize it, and they call themselves business owners. Even social media managers, some social media managers don't realize it, and they call themselves business owners. So these are some of the things we start to look into. How can you really maximize this, and how can you really build these things? And we start to see how, as a business owner, you can start to build, scale, and optimize your business using artificial intelligence. If you've learned something, type in I've learned, I've learned, I've learned. You've learned something tonight, type in I've learned, I've learned, I've learned. So well, I'm going to be continuing this class on Friday. I'm going to continue this session on Friday. So if you are really interested on how you can build your business, how you can scale your business, how you can optimize your business using artificial intelligence, don't miss Friday. Trust me, don't miss Friday. Like I said, I have lots and lots of stuff here, lots and lots of outlines here to discuss with us about. So don't miss Friday. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around. Remember, guys, we want to hit 1K subscribers on YouTube. Help us to hit 1K subscribers on YouTube. Help us so much. It means a lot to us if you help us to hit 1K on YouTube. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much. And do have a good evening. Cheers, guys.